Good morning, everybody. It's your girl, Miracle Sims, and you're listening to God, Sex, and Love. Your daily dose of inspiration, the juice. It is Saturday. Yes, so happy Saturday, everybody. August the 17th, 2024. And today the topic is good enough. Yes, good enough. I really wish you guys a happy Saturday. Yes, I hope you guys had a wonderful Friday. Mine was just fine. Yes, mine was good overall. NJ only had a couple of assignments to do, so we knocked that out and whatnot. I ended up recording an episode of the GSL Talk Show for the future and had a meeting with the business coach. It was funny because I was making jokes about us finally being on the same page um, about a couple of things. So, I mean, it's God be the glory for that. Um, and yeah, man, those are the main highlights. NJ did spin the big wheel yesterday and he quote unquote won well, first it spin on the library again, but I let him spin it again or whatever. And so it went on farm or a local farm. And I was going to try to take him yesterday, but then I was like, man, I got to film this episode of GSL Talk Show. I got this meeting later. Like, I'll try to take you sometime between now and next Friday. So, I guess that's the plan for that. I'm really excited about today, but at the same time, I'm like on the fence because I don't know exactly what's happening. Um, we were invited to go to a birthday party with one of the ladies at the church and her son. But I done text her a couple of times and I ain't heard from her, so I don't know. Then again, I know other people be busy during the week, so I guess we'll see. I guess we're gonna still prepare as if we're going and see what happens. If that doesn't work out, he is supposed to go to soccer, so um, he'll be doing something today, I guess. But so I don't know. I don't know what today holds, right? But let's get into this conversation about good enough, y'all. So there's a couple of things I guess inspired today's conversation. One is I guess I saw the phrase good enough. And two, it just kind of made me think about this idea that, a lot of people say, well, I'm a good person, you know. Um, and so I guess, yes, I'm asking a question, good enough? Because according to the Bible, we're not. And I know this might be Pope, this might not be good news. Um, you're like, what is inspirational about me finding out that I'm not good enough? Um, well, I mean, it depends on how you're looking at it, right? If you can humble yourself to understand that, you know what, I'm never going to be good enough, then perhaps you can humble yourself to understand that, hey, but Jesus is, and he did something amazing for me, and because of him, that makes me good enough. Um, so if you can receive that good news today, then I mean, this might be some good juice. Now, if you can't, and you want to sit here and continue to think that you're good enough, X, Y, and Z, then I would hate for you to find out that that's not true. So I'm trying to do my part, right, to share what the Bible has to say. And so, yeah, man, that's pretty much where it came from today. Another interesting thing is that I woke up around midnight last night on the dot, and and I was like, I was trying to go to sleep, and then next thing I know, I woke back up and I looked and it was 12 on the dot. So I made a note of that, and I looked that up this morning, and Daniel 12 was standing out to me. I ended up listening to the entire thing, and it was good and it was resonating. But then I went to go have me one of those conversations to figure out, like, okay, well, Lord, what does both of these things have to do with each other, right? Because Daniel 12 is talking about all these prophecies and end times and all this, right? But then on the other hand, you brought the phrase good enough in my heart and mind this morning. So I feel like they both go together. So, Lord, what is it that you're showing me, X, Y, and Z? And so as deeper I was going about it, that's what ultimately got me here. There's only a few verses, so I guess this will be quote unquote short and sweet today. But who knows if you think it's gonna be sweet or not? Because again, these first couple of verses are pulp or things that we might not like or understand. So here it is. Ecclesiastes 7:20 says, "Surely there is not a righteous man on earth who does good and never sins." Again, now, do you think that's good news or not? Now, hey, I could look at that as good news because if it's telling me that there's none that is good and has not sinned, then that puts us all on the same playing field. right? That puts us all in the same boat. That means I'm not better than you, you're not better than me. Even the most good and righteous person that we can think of still have sinned and fallen short in some way. So I think that's good news. Now, maybe you want to think you're good, right? Maybe you want to think that you're righteous and you never did nothing. You never sinned X, Y, and Z. I mean, again, the Bible has a verse for you because it says you're a liar and the truth isn't in you if you think that. So there you are. There's your sin. That's how you fall short if you truly think that you're righteous and good, and this doesn't apply to you, right? But if you could humble yourself and say, you know what, not only do I receive this about myself, but it encourages me to know that everybody's in the same boat. Um, then hey, this could be some good news. All right, here's another verse that may or may not be good for you. Romans 3:23, it says, "For all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God." Now again, this could be bad news because you're like, again, if you think you're perfect, then this could be like, oh, what do you mean, right? But if you can humble yourself to say, okay, so you're telling me that none is righteous, none has only done good and never sinned, and all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. Then again, it puts us on an even playing field. I know a lot of people like to talk about, oh, why, about the boots and the bootstraps, and you talk about where these people have this and this people don't have that, and so these is more than these because they don't have it. It don't got nothing to do with none of that. Can we give God praise and glory for that? That this judgment, quote unquote, and this situation doesn't have anything to do with any of that. Where you came from, how much you grew up with, none of that stuff matters. At the end of the day, it says we all have sinned and fallen short. It says that there is none righteous that has done good and never sinned. So again, now if you can, again be encouraged and inspired by that to know that we're all the same, then you could probably receive the good news. um so let's go and get into that because I can sit here and talk extra, but let me just share Bible, okay? Ephesians 2:8-9, it says, "For by grace you have been saved through faith, and this is not your own doing. It is the gift of God, not a result of works, so that no one may boast." So again, this is the good news. This is the good news. Jesus paid it all, so we didn't have to, right? Says we have been saved through faith in what? In Jesus, okay? Now that's what's going to draw the lines at the end of the day. Do you have faith in Jesus or not? Like, good versus evil. Like that's the choice. And so, again, it's being very clear that this is a gift from the Lord, so that nobody has the right to boast and say that they're righteous or anything like that. We already done established that that's not true, right? So again, the only thing that can quote unquote get you in is Jesus. Now here we go. This doesn't mean don't do works, right? This doesn't mean don't let your faith be seen in your life. Like at the end of the day, if you truly have the faith that you say you do, then yeah, there will be fruit from that, right? There would be some works happening in your life, but as long as you understand that that stuff isn't what's getting you in, then hey, man, again, this could be a great juice for you this morning. But if not, right, if you want to believe that I can do it myself and I can be a good person and I can pay all the, nonprofit organizations and this is what makes me good, X, Y, and Z, then you've missed it, friend. You missed it. And that's ultimately the juice this morning. I ain't got too much to say or share. It's just, again, we're not good enough. We'll never be good enough. But because of Jesus, we are made good enough. And that's the juice. Now, the Bible verse of today is Jude 1:22. And it says, "And of some have compassion, making a difference." Friends, I hope you all in this juice this morning. Thank you so much for listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration, the juice. I pray you guys can go forth and have a wonderful day, and I look forward to talking to you all on Monday, if the Lord's will. Y'all know that a new episode of the GSL Talk Show came out last night, right? And so if you guys want to learn more about what's going on with this whole human trafficking thing and much, much more, then tune into last night's conversation. We had a conversation with a gentleman that's doing some good work over there, I believe in the Philippines. And so, yeah, man, check it out. It should be our main video over there at godsexandlove.com. And yeah, man, y'all have a wonderful weekend. And I look forward to talking to you all Monday if the Lord's will. Bye bye.